Texas, time to feel the energy and excitement of Friday night football. There's hard-hitting action on the field every week, and we bring it right to you with action highlights from area high school football games from the top-rated 3 News sports team. Time now for the one and only, the original Friday Night Sports Blitz. Sponsored by CCA Texas, Matthews CCAC, Ewald Kubota, and USA Foundation Repair.
Hey there, good evening, Coastal Bend. Chris Thomason, Brandon Schaff. Hope you're inside. Those of you that were at the games, because now there aren't a lot still being played. Either they've already wrapped up or weather wrapped them up.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's one of those uncontrollable things, the weather conditions. Fortunately, some of the games that we were at, wasn't so bad, but regardless, it affected a lot of the outcomes.
So I got good news and bad news. The good news is we got video in of every game that did get played tonight. The bad news is like half of them won't end up counting in the standings. But hey, you know what? Free video. So let's roll that graphic. Our game of the week, Gregory, Portland, and Boerne. Now, they benefited by playing on the road tonight because there wasn't any bad weather over in Boerne. Look at those beautiful skies. The bad news for GP is that they probably wished that there was bad weather over there tonight, because Boerne, man, they came out on fire there. The long pass to Brooks Pettis for the touchdown, then the interception, Trendon McCarter, the pick six, made it 14-0 early. Then still in the first, Hendricks again to Walker Hill. This one a good catch in the back of the end zone. Like last year, Boerne put up 21 straight very quickly in Portland. They do it again here at Greyhound Stadium, but then GB trying to get something going. Reed Dooms to Brandon Coates with a nice grab in the score. Made it 23-6. But Boerne here, next play from scrimmage. TJ Dement gets the handoff, goes 70 yards down the sideline. Gone. Boerne would go up 37-7 at the break. Again, no weather tonight, unfortunately, over there. 50-22, GP's first loss of the season.
How about that? So clear skies in that game. We move along to the Quero Gobblers and the Calallen Wildcats. This was a big-time matchup between two big-time teams.
Yeah, a game that Calallen won in Quero last year.
All right, so we start out with Calallen with the ball. Sebastian Dennis will keep it himself. He kept it on the ground a lot in this game. Rushes for a big-time gain on the ground for the Wildcats. Dennis, this time, getting it done after scrambling, throwing through the air, and a touchdown for Calallen. That's Jose Fuentes running it in over on the left side. So Calallen able to take a lead. The fans absolutely loving it, them going up early. Now here's Quero with a big-time reception. That's Dalen Gibbs with that deep pass. And the reception right there, and then they're able to run it into the end zone. Kenneth Jackson, the rushing touchdown for Quero, and they do go for 2. So they go right here off of a nice little nifty trick play. 2-point conversion leads to an 8-7 lead for Quero. And so, obviously, Calallen, Steve Campbell trying to fire up the Wildcats, see if they can get the lead back. And they do almost on this play, right up to about the 1-yard line on the QB rush. But then this time, a rush for a touchdown, handing it off to Luke Medina for the score. 14-8 was the score at this point. It was 22-14 at the half. We're not really sure for Quero. Quero was up 22-14 at the half.
But this game was called, and I think this is going to end in a draw. That's what we're calling it right now. Steve Campbell said he wasn't sure. So again, some of these records might have to be worked out on Monday. But this one, we're calling a draw. All right, so let's get on to the next one. Flower Bluff hosting Alice. The 2-1 Coyotes paying a visit to the surprising 1-2 Hornets. All right, early on. First drive, Bluff getting it going early. Jaden Pelucio up top to Andre Mims, hauling it in for the score in traffic. That was a nice grab. Flower Bluff going up 7-0.
Nice. Nice job through the air. Obviously a dime into the end zone.
Yeah.
Alice trying to get some momentum going.
Alice coach J.R. Castellano going over the defensive coverage. Well, I don't know, it didn't stick because Pelucio to Mims again. 2 drives, 2 touchdowns. Flower Bluff going up 14-0.
Building up a little chemistry there. 2 times, 2 drives.
All right, so Alice here coming back here. Getting on the board, Lucian Cruz going deep, hits his man Justin Ariano, who had a step and a flash of lightning going. And hey, speaking of that, that cut it to 14-7. The Lightning starting to roll into the Coastal Bend. We're going to see it rear its ugly head later in the night as well. Now they continued playing for now because that was kind of off in the distance. Bluff again, Pelucio finding Mims, his third touchdown grab of the first quarter. Bluff goes up 21-7. Now this game was called at the half by that same score, 21-7. But we're not sure. We're hearing conflicting things like the game is off. Hey, maybe Alice wants to play the rest of it on Saturday. That's unconfirmed. So it's kind of all up in the air. Again, we're going to have to sort out a lot of this stuff, TBD on some of these games. All right, Brandon, how about your next one?
All right, so that's what we know so far about Flower Bluff. Moving on to Rockport-Fulton and Orange Grove. The Pirates taking on the Bulldogs after a little bit of a delay in the first here. OG was down 3-0, but not after this touchdown. Logan Rodriguez to Michael Sainz. Big time play right there for the Bulldogs. And then, of course, trying to get a little bit of momentum. Continuing here for Rockport-Fulton. Moving for the nice first down, that was Sean Howell, although this drive would ultimately stall for the Pirates even after this first down. So Orange Grove back with the ball. Logan Rodriguez, big time through the air. That's Jack Atkinson. Big time move through the air right there. And inside the end zone this time for the touchdown. That puts them up 14-3 at this point in the game. So Orange Grove really starting to roll in the second quarter. Now Rockport-Fulton really trying to get something going. And they do on the ground here over to the right.
Right at the blitz camera.
Yeah, literally right
Like
to the cameraman. Loving it. So Rockport-Fulton trying to build something up, but they stalled on that drive again. So Orange Grove now will take it through the air. Greg Carrillo will take it. He puts on the Jets, and he's going to score. 20-3 was the score at this point. Let's take a look at the final 27.
Almost. Fourth quarter, yeah.
Yes.
This is a game that, like all the others, is having a lot of delays. Hey, this one, though, they were, at least Brandon, able to, kind of fight through, so to speak, and get it in. But, we saw some nasty rain at Calallen there, and so there was no way they were going to finish that. Quero, I don't think, wants to come back down tomorrow. So, we'll see. I said it's going to be really fun figuring out the blitz rankings on Monday because we're going to have to figure out which games count. And even, if a team takes a loss at the half, like if it's a close game, you can't really penalize, I feel like, somebody for that.
It's almost like you need to have an asterisk on almost every single matchup this week just because you're not really sure. Like, even if it was a win, okay, we didn't really see what happened in a whole second half of the game or at least a quarter. So it's going to be interesting when you look at it.
It just turned into a crazy week. Yesterday we had Bishop Refugio canceled. That would have been today due to health-related issue out there in Bishop. And then tonight, Lightning canceling all these games. So it's just a week. You just want to crumple up your paper,
this is just
chunk
week
it away.
4, so imagine how much more could happen.
I will
in one
say
season.
the good news is at least it's not district play, because if it was, these games would be getting finished. But all right, we have plenty more to come. Games that count, games that don't count. Either way, it's video. We're back after the break.
Action highlights coming your way right after this timeout.